The EPA just changed the rules on PFAS in your drinking water, but many water systems now have until 2031 to comply. So what's safe right now? And how do you know your filter or your bottled water is actually protecting you? Hey there, I'm Rob. I work in indoor environmental health, helping people all over, homeowners, businesses, figure out what's really going on in their spaces. Mold, air quality, water, that kind of thing. And one of the biggest concerns I'm seeing right now is the PFAS in drinking water. I'm sure you've heard of it. All right, let's break this down. PFAS, it stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. That's a mouthful. They're synthetic chemicals that have been around since the 1940s, used in non-stick pans, waterproof clothing, fast food wrappers, stain-resistant carpets, and even firefighting foam. The problem is, though, they don't go away. They don't break down in any way. They don't break down in nature, and they don't leave your body easily either. And that's why they're called forever chemicals. They're in the soil. They're in our water. They've been found in the blood of nearly every person tested in the whole United States. You probably have some. I do. So what does that mean for your and my health here? We're talking hormone disruption, immune issues, liver and thyroid problems, some types of cancer even, fertility challenges, and even developmental delays in kids. The EPA and CDC have documented all of this. And a 2023 study in the Journal of Toxics linked PFAS to even more things like metabolic issues, insulin resistance, and more. But here's a real example here. A major investigation recently found that nearly half of all zip codes, that's right, you heard me, half, in the U.S. had at least one water source where PFAS was detected. That means this isn't just a few hot spots, it's completely all over the place. In one town near a chemical plant, people learned their water had been contaminated for years. Some of them are now in lawsuits over health effects, and others just want answers. So, stories like that make this real. This isn't just hocus pocus and regulation. This is about families dealing with things like cancer, thyroid disorders, and kids getting sick. So, if you're doing everything right, good diet, sleep, exercise, and something still feels off, let's, take a look at your water. It might be part of the problem. When people learn about PFAS, they usually make one of two moves. They switch to bottled water or grab a basic filter. But here's the thing. Most bottled water still has PFAS, believe it or not. And most basic filters don't take it out. And it's not just about drinking water. You absorb PFAS through your skin when you shower, when you cook, when you wash dishes. So unless you're thinking about the whole picture, it's really easy to miss. Here's a better way to think about this. First, know the rules. The EPA says no more than 4 parts per trillion for PFOA and PFOS. That's super low. But many water systems don't have to hit that till 2031. So your water could be legal but not actually safe. You can actually go online and find this in your local municipal water report. So just look up your water utility, go online, and you can actually find a report of exactly what is in your water if you live in the city. If you have a well, you're going to have to test that. And second, let's listen to your body. If you're dealing with inflammation, fatigue, brain fog, and nothing else seems to work, your water could be playing a role. Third, take matched action. Don't panic. Don't guess. If you know what's in your water, you can choose the right filter, and you can actually make a difference. Your water will be cleaner every day that you drink it. And here's what works for PFAS removal. Reverse osmosis systems, and they're going to remove 90 to 99% of PFAS. They're really great for drinking water in the city. The problem with the reverse osmosis systems is that they do remove all mineral content. Basically, they remove everything from the water and strip it down. So you have to add minerals back in. There's a good example is the Cloud RO system. It actually adds minerals back, and then it tracks the performance through the app. I'll leave a link in the description so you can find it. Granule activated carbon filters can remove anywhere from 70 to 99% depending on the size, flow rate, and how often you change the filter. The iSpring whole house model is, one that's been heavily third-party tested and does well. So I'm going to also leave that link in the description for that in case you're interested. And if you're on a budget or renting, you could look into some certified pitchers or under sink filters. So those are a lot easier. Brands like Waterdrop, Epic Pure, Sante, there's some of which, and they've all been tested to remove up to 95% of PFAS. So it's a good option. And here's a tip: always check the label. Look for certifications like NSF, ANSI 53 or 58, or NSF P473. And make sure it specifically says it reduces PFOA and PFOS. If it doesn't, don't assume it does. It might be time to test or upgrade your filter if you're on a well or if your water utility reports PFAS in your area. It's also time, if your current filter doesn't mention PFAS, or if you've been working on your health and not seeing results. Your body is really doing its best to keep up, but we were never designed to handle this type of chemical load every single day. It's not about fear. It's about making one part of your environment cleaner, one less thing your body has to fight against. Because remember, a lot of these chemicals come from deep within the earth, and they actually have to be mined or pulled out of the earth, and then they make it into our water. So these were never meant to enter into the human body. Start with your water, test it, filter it, and give yourself the chance to feel the difference. You deserve to feel safe at home and strong in your body. All right. Big thanks for tuning in. If you're curious about how to make your space calmer, cleaner, and more in sync with your body's needs, this channel is certainly here to help support you. So hit subscribe, settle in, and let's start tuning your space so your home becomes part of your healing. Have a great day.